happening, everybody? My name is Scot Mendenhall. Do we have a great episode today? We're talking about the brand new Burris collab with Craft and Ride. It's treaded. It's gonna be great for trails. Let's get it on the pint and let's get this started. Scot Mendenhall and friends are racing and let's get it started, baby. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! This Sunday, everybody. My name is Scot Mendenhall. We're amped about today. We're downtown by the Minnesota Vikings Stadium. You are brand new around here. We're always trying to spread the stove about one wheels and give you reviews. All right, if you're brand new around here, we love all things one wheels. We race on Sunday morning with Scot Mendenhall and friends. It's so much fun. If you're not tuned in, live premieres every Sunday. You're missing out. You're missing out on straight entertainment, giving you a laugh and a smile. Check that stuff out. We love one wheels here. I have an XR and a pint, and I love to ride different tires. Today, we've got the tire that Craft and Ride put out from Burris. It is the first one-wheel pint treaded tire built from the ground up. This isn't like this one. We have this here. This is the Hoosier tire, which I finally blacked that out, which whew, took me forever to, it's nail polish remover does it, just so you know. I have never taken this off once I put it on. I went from the stock tire to this. This allowed me to go faster and better mileage on my pint with this here tire. I'm excited to put this one on, but I'm just gonna be honest up front. If it doesn't deliver like the Hoosier, this one will not remain on my one wheel for very long. However, I have high hopes for this one. Okay, so we're gonna compare the two treaded tires that are on the market right now that you can get for your pint in this video. The brand new one from Craft and Ride and the old one from Hoosier. Love this one. Let's see if this one can handle it. Let's compare a few things. We like to squeeze the sides because we think when we squeeze the sides here, it tells us how hard the makeup of the tire is. So we're squeezing the sides to see how squishy it is, okay? So that's a pretty soft sidewall. Whereas this one is much stiffer. What I've learned with stiffer tires, one, they're harder to get on and off the rims of your one wheel. Like the stock tires, both pint and the XR, they are so stiff, they are very hard to get off. But what this does is allows you to carve a little bit better. It's a different carving style than the soft kind of rolls, mushes into it. This is gonna be a little bit stiffer. Now let's check the center out. The center of this one is very, very squishy. Ooh, see, that doesn't spring back as much. This is a stiffer compound in the tire, okay? The size of the Hoosier, again, this is the Hoosier tire. The size of this one is 5/10.5-6. Compared to the one compared to the Craft and Ride, this one is, I cannot find the numbers, folks. Interesting. I'm just reading the sides of it, and there's no size of it. It's just built for your pint. It's Craft and Ride, it says, which I gotta love this. Okay, so you see Craft and Ride right there. Love that. You have a squirrel spinning around. There's the Burris, but there is no numbers on this tire at all. 0 numbers on this. Need some kind of table. 1 second. Now let's compare the two. This is just sitting on a flat surface. This one sits a little bit taller. We're gonna put them side by side. Okay, there you go. There's a good comparison on there. You can see this one is about a 1/2 inch higher. This is the Hoosier. This is Craft and Ride's. It's a little bit higher than this one. Let's lose the table now. The weight of the tires, the Hoosier does feel a little bit heavier than the Craft and Ride Burris collab treaded tire. Now, you might know that Burris also collaborated with the Float Life for their slick, which is a great tire. Makes it feel much like a snowboard on the pint. This is the first built treaded tire for the pint. This Hoosier tire is a go-kart tire. It serves its purpose, but I have high expectations being that this is built from the ground up with the pint in mind. I'm stoked on this. It is a little bit stiffer on the sidewall, so the ride's going to change. It's gonna be a little bit more stiff, but also will give a little bit more responsiveness to the ride. I hope it bites better. I hope it rides well in snow. We have a race coming up, another foxtail race happening that we're recording that you won't see for a couple weeks, but we got another. This is where we're gonna test this one out. I'm gonna throw this on the pint, and then we're going to just go out and ride, and I'm gonna give you my first hand experience of riding the new Crafton ride after putting almost 600 miles on this tire. We'll find out if I like it or if I'm gonna go right back to the Hoosier tire. Tires installed, hitting the berm. One of the last few rides on the berm, I must say, as we're going to tear it down. We're about to move. I have raced already, the race we spoke of before the foxtail race, so I've put on plenty of miles trying to race, go fast, so I have a lot to say about this tire. Let's start with the race. Went to the race, not as fast, not as responsive as I would have liked. I had 15 PSI in it, which now I have 20 PSI in it. Because of the soft compound of the tire, it requires more air, more stiffness to allow it to ride at optimal speeds, carving, especially on trails. Even more so when you get onto pavement. So from my first ride to this ride, drastically different with more pressure in the tire. I'm just gonna say that right up front. It is super squishy. Even when you fill it with 20 PSI, it's still very soft, very tacky. It's a new tire, so they always are a little bit more tacky. If you remember your first ride on the Vega, on your XR, or the stock tire on here, I have to stop because I have a stick stuck in there because it was rubbing really loud. Get that out of there, and then we'll be back on to the races. If anything, that should show you that the treads on that is biting really good. I never felt any slippage, as I am really pushing harder this time than I was in the race. I just felt like I had limitations in the race before. Some of you are going to go, this means you won or lost. You'll have to watch that race. It comes out in a couple weeks. It's a foxtail race, so it's not about really how fast you can ride and things of that nature. I showed up to that race, never have put a mile on this tire. It is a drastically different ride to this tire than the Hoosier tire, and it is really coming down to the compound, the softness of the one wheel. Even Crafton Ride is toting on their website the softness of it. It is a very soft ride. When you get to pavement, it becomes a little bit louder. And I don't know why that is. It's just a little bit louder than the Vega or the Hoosier tire. I don't know if that is because it's a little bit more tacky of a ride, as I'm trying to do my best with the video camera to allow you to just keep seeing the tire, but there's a lot of trees and debris in the way. I'm not holding back here. I am really trying to push the speeds of this and carving around. I never felt like I was going to lose control of the one wheel. It really held really well to the off-road and going up in the grass. It feels really good. I want to strongly recommend 18 to 20 PSI for your tire pressure. Okay, I can't say that enough. It requires a lot of tire pressure because of how soft it is. When it was squishy, yes, it gave more bite. Maybe I will make less than the PSI when riding in the snow, but for terrain like this where you're just straight off-roading, hitting some streets, you're gonna want that pumped up really tight. 20 PSI felt very nice. I felt a lot of responsiveness on the roads, being able to carve. It carves like the stock. It's a little bit more rounded on the edges than the Hoosier tire, so you're just smoothly transitioning into carving, whereas the Hoosier tire, you lost a little bit of the carving, and it was more about going straight forward in terrain, whereas this allows you to it's a really good hybrid of both the slick and the treaded tire, in that it is it just allows you to fall into the carves really well, and then it just eats up off-road very well, from root paths to grass bouncing all over. It's frozen tundra here, so that's not soft by any stretch of the imagination, but that soft compound made it very enjoyable to ride there, and I felt like it bit really well. It's still a little too early to deem this better than the Hoosier tire. Need to ride it in snow, because the Hoosier tire, I mean, it rode so well in snow. Like, I was blown away with it, just how well it bit. And the compound on the Hoosier tire is very hard, very stiff, and just the rubber, the makeup, if you were just to squeeze the tire between your fingers, you would feel the rubber is just harder, so that means it bites more. And actually, it probably is a little bit faster with that stiff compound. The Whisper tire from Flight Fins was really soft, and it slowed you down because it was so tacky. I almost feel like that could be the case with this tire. It's so tacky that it's hard to get the top speed that you got out of the stock tire, because that's a harder compound. I hope I'm making sense. First initial 2 rides, I like it. I'm impressed with it. I need a little bit more time to say if it's going to be my go-to tire. The look of it is so good. The riding on, it's a good hybrid tire. That's the best way I can say it. It's a great hybrid tire. I'm going to get us back up into the studio where we're going to finish out this video. Stay tuned. We'll have more thoughts to follow on this tire in the next coming weeks. I hope you enjoyed that review on the new treaded tire from Craft and Ride. Stoked on it. Before we let you go, would you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, as we're always dropping one wheel content weekly. We have a new review dropping on the drop top fender from the Float Life. If you've not seen that, okay, just Google it. It's amazing. I can't wait to put that on and just put it through the ringers here. Also, we want to give a shout out to the Love Theater Company. This is their little postcard here. Love Theater Company sent me this hat, and what I love about it is a couple things. It's got the word love on it, and we talk about hope dealer, faith spreader, and love giver around here. We asked the question, what does love require you to do? Well, Casey, Love is her last name, came up with an idea. She really, really badly wants a one-wheel pint. Casey Love has come up with a great idea. Using her last name and her love for one wheel and wanting to get a pint, she came up with a way to give back to the community to help her raise money for it, is to create merch using the word love in the O of love as a one wheel. Genius idea. You can follow her on Instagram. You can find her on Etsy. Just search The Love Co. and you'll find her merch. Buy her merch, support her, help her in her cause of getting a one wheel this Christmas season. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you like this one. Give us a thought down below of what you'd love to see us review going into the new year. I know Flight Fins have dropped some new stuff. We got some things that we don't even know that's dropped that we need to be made aware of, and you know what it is. What should we put through the ringers here in the studio? By the way, do you like our set here, our Christmas set? It's pretty epic. All right, hey, as always, let's leave you this question. What does love require you to do this holiday season? What are you gonna do to spread the love in your neighborhood, in your family, in your community? Hey, we'll see you on the next one, because this one is over.